At 7 years old, I told everyone in school I was gonna own my own zoo. And it was like, okay, honey, sure you will. I am showing 9-year-old me that you can achieve what you tell yourself you can achieve. I am Honey Simmons, and I am CEO and owner of World of Reptile LLC. World of Reptile is the first ever mobile reptile and insect petting zoo on wheels. We build the bridges between the urban and natural worlds by helping people realize that these animals, even if they look a little scary, they still deserve our respect, if not our love. And I love teaching people not to be scared of something that keeps them happy and healthy, even if they don't know it. I was 6 years old at Percy Priest Lake with my family, and this lady had an albino Burmese python. My brother dared me to go and touch the snake. So I said, okay, being the competitive person I am, and asked the lady if I could touch her snake, and she said, would you like to hold her? So she picked up her giant snake and did the one thing you're never supposed to do with a 6-year-old. She wrapped it around my body. My mom started screaming when she saw it, and the lady was like, no, I promise you she is completely fine. And honestly, I think your daughter might have an affinity to snakes. He has never let anyone touch his head, and he's just letting her rub all on him. She has a gift. Ever since then, I've been obsessed with him. Growing up, my mom and my grandmama raised me. My mom is not an animal lover at all, but she realized how much I loved animals, so she fed that passion by taking me to all the zoos, aquariums, circuses. She even got me backstage at the Ringling Brothers. When we moved into the house we're in now, we had a vacant lot beside us, and when the city mowed that lawn, all of the animals that were over there came into our yard. Every other day I was coming in the house with some wild animal and asked if I can keep it. I think the only thing my mom let me keep out of all of them was probably the pet worm. When I was 9, we learned about the different types of people who own businesses, and I found out that the head person of a business is called a CEO, Chief Executive Officer. So then I changed it and said I will be CEO of my own zoo. So growing up, I still had that in my head, but reality set in, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just work at a zoo. So I went to TSU, went to school for animal science. First year, amazing. I joined a lot of clubs, got a lot of friends. And that was around the time that I actually got into an abusive relationship that lasted for 6 years. Didn't really tell a lot of people what was going on. And it was October the 5th, 2015, and it was like a lightning bolt hit me. Then I realized I didn't love him. That's not what love was, and I did not want to deal with it anymore. No matter what you go through, your life is your life. Once I realized that I'm better than the situation I was in, my life has gotten a lot better. I started collecting after I got out of an abusive relationship. My mom told me I needed a pet, and she saw an expo coming up, the Nashville Exotic Pet Expo. I found 2 birds and a gecko as pets. I have 29 species right now. Snakes, lizards, turtles, tortoises, and a few insects as well. So this is Charlie. Charlie is a red-tailed boa, and he is one of the sweetest snakes that I have come across. He's 6 foot 4 inches, so he's definitely taller than me. He's one of my favorite guys to always bring out. I was a city bus driver for 4 years, and before that, I was an exceptional education school bus driver. Those 7 years were amazing. I loved the kids, I loved the children, but it wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. My mom was secretary bookkeeper at Kirkpatrick Elementary. She was also worked for their after school program, P&A. And I would go into there and teach the kids about some of my animals And my mom and her friend who also worked there was like, you need to make this into a business. And I was like, no one wants to hear a black girl talk about reptiles. They're like, no, you need to do this, and in 2 weeks you're gonna have a show. So that's how Reptile Girl show started. This guy is 7 years old. They are both male. Did my first show, scared out of my mind, and finally realized that I do love teaching about them. After I did that, I went to Corner to Corner. Corner to Corner made me see that not only is my business worth it, but I'm worth it. The impact Corner to Corner has on the community is, it's like when you watch, what is that movie? Mean Girls. When she says the limit does not exist, that is the truth for Corner to Corner. The limit does not exist on what they do for the community. They give people hope. They give you a family that will always be there and will always show up for anything you do. They always are in your corner cheering you on, even when you're not cheering yourself. Those 9 weeks have stuck with me. Just being in a room full of like-minded individuals who want something better in life always inspired me, to the point where when they called me after graduation, asked me if I would like to be a facilitator, I immediately said yes. I love to give back. That's been something that my grandmama and my mom had instilled in me all my life. I absolutely love teaching new entrepreneurs what Corner to Corner has done for me and what it can do for them. I'm like a proud mama at every single graduation. There go my baby did it. I registered for the LLC and went to do my banking for my business, and they were like, hey, you can't just call yourself an owner. We actually have to give you an official title. They're like, you can be president, you can be founder, you can be CEO. I said, wait, I can be CEO? They're like, yeah. I said, CEO. As soon as I got my business, it was more of, I wanted to do this full time. I want this to be what I'm remembered by.